Tease with Ease. I'm your host for this evening, Professor Love. Yes, that is my name. And just a quick disclaimer before I begin, this presentation is satire. So if any of you have been to one of the other master classes, those were serious. This one is not. However, if you try any of these amazing tips, I will be very impressed, and you should definitely send me a picture of it happening in real time. Just another disclaimer, I see we have a lot of gentlemen in the room tonight. Since I am in fact a girl, a lot of this advice is catered towards women. So please just, feel free to change it to however your needs are. No matter the pronouns used, this advice is universal. So don't worry, gentlemen, this advice is still applicable, and you'll have a better understanding of the ladies by the end of this. So really, this information is priceless. Now, before we begin, it might be good to talk about my qualifications. You might be asking yourself, Avery, I'm great at flirting. I pull so much. Like, what's so special about you? What can you teach me? Well, let's read my qualifications. So I have had 1.5 boyfriends. This is true. I have 4 different pairs of heart-shaped earrings, so, take that as you will. I was on Omegle at age 11. Now, if you don't know what Omegle is, I would save yourself the time, but it definitely gave me a lot of good lessons. I have not 1, but 2 dating apps downloaded on my phone. This, of course, is only for research for this presentation, so those apps are now gone. And finally, when I was emo my junior year of high school, I used to read love poems on the subway so people thought I was mysterious. Now, this is also true if you ever saw me on the subway at that time. No, you didn't, but also I was doing a lot of research already at a young age. So, this is a topic that's been important to me for years now. Now, before, I let you know how to flirt for real in real life, let's talk about Zoom, because we are in this crazy Corona time. So how are we, supposed to find love in the time of Corona? So first, one good tip is make your background an exotic place. So he or she thinks you live an interesting life. I'm talking Maui, Madagascar, really go crazy with it. Anything that screams like, I got stories to tell, I wanderlust tattoo type of beat. So that's one piece of advice. Change your last name on Zoom to Mrs. or Mr. his last name, of course. I think this, it's a little bit of a bold move, but it will definitely get your face in his mind and, really get those wedding bells ringing. Another piece of advice is pin your crush on the screen and kiss the screen. This is being displayed by 2 lovely stock images at the bottom right corner, just, if you need a reference photo. But yeah, I think this is a good way to still kiss, but in a safe way with your crush. Another piece of advice is have a friend come in with flowers and say that whoever your favorite hot celeb is sent them. I mean, imagine how jealous he would be if your friend came in and said, hi, Brad Pitt actually sent these. He will hit you up in an instant. And finally, every, flirting website I looked at said draw attention to your lips, but because we're all wearing masks, that's kind of impossible. But I think putting red lipstick actually on top of your mask is still a great way to draw attention. So those are some flirting tips for Zoom, but now let's get into where to find a man, or a woman, or whoever else you might be searching for. It's easy enough once you find that, but it's actually hard to be on the hunt. So let's look for some surefire ways to find a man. So I made this personalized for you guys just based off some of the men that you have all told me about. So if you're looking for a man who's gonna, play a little hard to get, leave you on red for 6 weeks, and then ask WID at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday night, I would recommend going to the skate park. If there are any, mid-90s fans in the room, you might recognize these little skater boys I have here. this is actually a picture of Sonny Soljic down in the corner for any real fans. So yeah, I would definitely recommend going to the skate park. What if you're looking though for more of an athlete, an athletic man who might gaslight you a little bit for not knowing the blood type of the Yankees assistant manager? I would let me give you some hints. So, oh, we have some buff gentlemen here. I would go to the gym. The gym is a great way to find men who look like these men in the corner. And finally, what if you're not really into the buff athletic type? What if you're looking for more of a lanky glasses wearer who might make fun of you for not reading whatever sexist author is his favorite? Go to your local bookstore. Here we have two really wholesome looking boys that you might find in a bookstore. So I definitely recommend this. So, okay, you found the person you want to be with. How do you go and get their attention? It's so difficult in this day and age. So one of my big tips is to fake your death. Now, this might be a little extreme, but just stick with me for a second. First of all, there are many YouTube videos with tutorials out there. As you can see, I found one here. So it's a fairly easy process. One of my pieces of advice for this, if you do fake your death, is make sure your funeral photo is a hot selfie. And by that, I mean, look here at my friend Meredith in the corner. This is the last people are gonna see of her. And if she's not looking her best, then that's just a real waste, isn't it? So I would definitely make sure you have a hot selfie there. And another piece of advice is leave him your favorite t-shirt. Not only will it smell like you, but it'll be something cute to remember you by. And know that you were thinking about him even in your last moments. So another piece of advice I have to really get their attention is steal their pet. So we have an example of that here. Someone stealing one of those famous red crust white dogs and a little dog in a gift. So steal their pet. And then I magically find it again for a show-stopping icebreaker. I mean, imagine if you just happen to find his favorite dog. He'll love you already. And if you've been really wrestling your mind, what am I going to get him as a memorable Christmas gift? The holidays are coming up. What about his own dog? I feel like he's sure to love it no matter what. All right, so another tip I have for you is eye contact. Now, in all of the, yeah, just take a nice look at that picture, why don't we? So, of all the websites that I read, they said, eye contact is really important. So my suggestion to you is never blink. Because if you're blinking, you're just closing yourself off to possible lovers. So I definitely would recommend never blinking again. So, all right, you got his attention, you found your man, now you have to dress to impress. But that's so difficult. So let's look at some outfits that I've planned out for you that are sure to be a hit. So first, if they're a kid at heart, they're a little playful, I would definitely wear this Big Bird suit. It's really vibrant, the colors, the feathers are soft, and the combination of red eyeshadow with blue eyeliner is just a classic. So this would definitely get his attention. But let's say, it's a little too bulky. You've been working out during the quarantine, you want to show off your hot bod. I would definitely recommend one of these morph suits. I picked out this one in particular just because of the beautiful long nails and that pearly white smile. So definitely wear these if you're trying to get these type of men. But what if, they're more of a nature lover, kind of a Bear Grylls type? I would definitely recommend the Lady Gaga meat dress. Perfect for a day out hunting or, any other activities you might be doing. It works in all weather. But what if they're more of an athlete? Athletic types are really in right now. Yeah. Hell yeah. I would definitely recommend the Nike Elite Neon head-to-toe look. This was really the beauty standard in middle school, and I don't really see why anything has to change. I mean, if you're trying to stand out and really get in his face, this is a perfect fit, and I would honestly be upset if you guys didn't start wearing this after today. So definitely cop some Neon Nike Elite if you haven't. Super in for the winter. So, okay, you got your outfit planned out, everything's going well, but where are you gonna go for a first date, you know? Where's the spot? So you need something creative. So, I actually did some work in a laboratory for this presentation. I did some stem cell research, everything, and I found out some shocking conclusions. And those conclusions are that science shows that your body releases the same chemicals when you're in love and when you're scared. Yeah, I discovered that all on my own. So yeah, I'm getting a lot of money in grants right now. So based on that information, I decided to plan some dates. So one of my first great date ideas is hire someone to kidnap you both. So here's my little description of that. Go on the vacation of a lifetime when you least expect it. Have someone kidnap you and your boo. While you're tied together, you'll be inseparable. Plus, what a great time to bring up your future. He can't escape this convo now. Remember those trendy escape rooms? This twist will make sure for a memorable night, or week, or year, depending how long it takes you, of course. So that's free. You guys can use that date. But I have another one if that's not your style. I would recommend sneaking into a house, specifically his childhood home. So first you gotta blindfold him, of course, and tell him you're gonna sneak into an abandoned building for a sexy adventure. Imagine a surprise when the blindfold comes off and he sees his old Sesame Street sheets. Hello, meeting his parents at 3 a.m. What a first impression. So here's a little drawing I did of what I felt like the first impression would look like. So this is another great first date idea, very memorable. Okay, while you're on the date though, it's important to read their body language. So I put some tips here. If some examples, if they're handing you a restraining order, they might not be that into you. If they're holding hands with another girl, they probably aren't dating you, with obviously the exception of this photo here, or if any of you are in polyamorous relationships, but I'm talking about the standard here. And here's another picture. So if they get down on one knee and tell you they've been cheating for the past 4 years with your mom, sister, and grandma, maybe don't post on Insta for your 4-year anniversary, although this one's up in the air, but here's a little image of how that would look. And finally, if they're holding their nose and waving the air after you go in for a kiss, maybe you shouldn't have eaten the garlic surprise for dinner. Yeah, but that's just a recommendation. Obviously, do whatever you want. All right, let's transition a little to online dating. So a lot of you guys are on Tinder, Hinge, Bumble, all those great apps. So let's have some tips to get them to swipe right every time. So I use the example of Trixie from Fairly Odd Parents. So one tip is to make your bio his social security number and mother's maiden name. How did you get this information? He has to message you and find out. So that's definitely a surefire way to get that message in. And my final piece of advice for you is, when thinking which pictures to post, remember the acronym APP. And everyone knows this acronym. Say it with me now, guys. Always post your fishing pics. That's right. Everyone loves them, and it's a surefire way to get anyone to fall madly in love with you. Now, that is all I have for you tonight for my advice.